Welcome to IAS Market Talk, your trusted source for timely ag market insights, brought to you by Innovative Ag Services. Each week, we break down the latest beef market trends impacting Northeast Iowa and Southwest Wisconsin, with expert updates tailored specifically for our IAS members. This week, you'll hear directly from Dave Rueber, IAS Beef Production Specialist, who brings decades of experience and deep knowledge of the cattle industry to these conversations. Dave has been providing market updates to producers for years, and now he's bringing those insights straight to you through this podcast. Tune in weekly for what you need to know straight from people you know. With that, here's Dave Rueber with the latest on what's happening in the cattle markets this week.
David Rueber, Beef Production Specialist for Innovative Ag Services, calling with a beef market commentary for July 22nd. Been a rough 2-3 week stretch here, no doubt about it. We had, I forget if it was 14 or 15 straight down days on the board. Then we strung together a couple up days here on Monday and Tuesday, and then gave it all back plus some today. Futures market down $4. We didn't hold some pretty critical support lines. It's not a uptrending market at all anymore. We've probably set some long-term highs that we're not going to get back to for a while. Cash cattle's been a struggle as well. You know, it goes down in chunks right now. Last week we kind of sold cattle towards the end of the week around that 235 range. Not much trade yet this week, but what there is going to be it's going to be softer again. You know, somewhere 230, give or take a little bit, maybe a little softer. Just rough. Good news, the heat that we had last week is behind us. This week's been much more comfortable. We got a little bit more warmer days coming next week, but kind of made it through the worst of that deal. Feeder cattle have softened some. You know, not what they should with what futures have dropped and what fat cattle have dropped. You know, they always kind of lag behind. Seems like fats drop instantaneously and feeders follow it a couple weeks later. Look for feeders to soften up pretty hard again next week. You know, those 8-weight steers were kind of getting down into that 340-ish range. Some a little higher, some still holding some pretty good value, but with the damage been done to these deferred futures, those feeder cows got dropped pretty hard. Corn market up again. You know, another good news if you're a seller of corn, looking at cost of gains for cattle, going to work that higher. You know, we're back over $1 for steers. You know, $1.02, $1.03, $1.07, $1.08 for heifers. You know, a lot of these break evens on these cattle getting bought. There's not a ton of cattle moving because feeder cattle have dropped so much. But what has sold, you know, still break evens in the 230s. You got deferred futures in the teens. This thing's setting up kind of rough right now. You know, you just kind of keep moving cattle through here. We've been there, done that kind of scenario like this before. We've had a pretty good stretch. We're in kind of a little bit of a recoil mode right now. So yeah, softer market and trending softer. Futures market needs to find some support. That's kind of where she's at. Box beef been kind of struggling as well. You know, just kind of watch where that feeder cattle market goes as the person looks at replacements, and you know we got to get those break evens significantly cheaper than what they are right now. Once again, my name is David Rueber, Beef Production Specialist for Innovative Ag. Thank you.
That's it for this week's episode of IAS Market Talk. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe so you don't miss an update. And if you know a fellow producer who could benefit from this information, share this episode with them. For more updates and insights, visit innovativeag.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We'll catch you next time on IAS Market Talk.
Are you ready for a hands-on role with purpose? Join the facility operations team at Innovative Ag Services, where we value hard work, safety, and community. With locations across Northeast and Central Iowa and Southwest Wisconsin, we offer industry-leading benefits, on-the-job training, and a culture that supports your growth. From competitive pay to a uniform allowance, we invest in our team. Grow with IAS and discover your co-opportunity. Apply today at innovativeag.com.